Welcome. I'm Kinetic Symphony. I hunt down and report on weird and true mysterious stories, from glitches to the paranormal. Case file number 1535, written by AdventureBegins, My Mysterious Time Warp on a Country Road. A little backstory. I commute back and forth to school every day. There are two ways that I can go to and from school. If I take the highway, it will be about 20 minutes, but if I take the backcountry roads, it's about 35 minutes. I sometimes like to take the country roads back, so I can have the windows down and relax after a long day. The country road is a straight shot, no turns I have to make. I just drive until I head back on the highway for the last 5 minutes. Yesterday, I decided that since my one class got cancelled, I would take the country road back home to feel a nice breeze and have a relaxing time. The country road takes about 20 minutes by itself to go through. 15 if I really speed to go through, but I never usually do. I left at around 3 p.m. in the afternoon, and I had the radio on, was listening to music, had the windows down, and was having a good time. This is usually the time I get to ponder the day and just get my thoughts in order. I realized that as I was driving, the sky is getting darker and darker, as if it's turning into nighttime. I distinctly remember looking at the clock in my car when I first left school, and it was just after 3 p.m. But when I look at the clock now, it says that it's nearly 7:30 p.m. I think to myself, this can't be possible. There is no way that it took me 4 hours to travel a distance I have done dozens of times in about 20. I'm home and shaking. My gas is not significantly different from when I started. My phone battery is not much different either. I had a soda that I had purchased right before the trip that was still cold. This is the freakiest thing I've ever experienced in my life. Has this happened to anyone else? Case notes of file 1535. My Mysterious Time Warp on a Country Road. Space-time portals, baby. Nothing like a good space-time portal to get the day started. Or in this case, end the day. It would be so trippy. I wonder what the average rate of a space-time portal encounter is. Because some people out there drive hundreds of thousands of miles and never encounter them. Or maybe they do, but it's such a small event that they don't really notice. If you're driving from LA to New York or something like that, a really long trip, you might not even notice if you encounter a space-time portal and you're on a highway or freeway and everything looks kind of the same and maybe you zip forward a bit or zip back a bit, 5 minutes, 10 minutes, you probably would never even notice it happens. So maybe they're more common than we realize, we just don't appreciate them. But when it's a big event, like on a country road where things are not quite as similar to each other every passing, mile, and when it's such a huge jump in time, there's just no way to avoid it. Now, maybe this is aliens. I mean, if you're dealing with time loss and weird anomalies like that, the car never used gas, so if an alien did possess the car or, transport it, it was the whole car, not just you. Which is an interesting point. If an alien can abduct someone from a car, but they take the whole car, damn. The ship must be pretty big and relatively invisible because this was sort of in the daytime, approaching evening or dusk. So aliens, fun, but probably just space-time portals. Yeah. Unfortunately. Case file number 1536, written by Alice Says, 1984. A Tale of Midnight Mystery. My husband and I, with our 1-year-old daughter and our 2 cats, lived with my parents for about a year while we house hunted. Their house was a 2-story colonial with 3 bedrooms on the upper level, one of which had been converted to an office for my father-in-law. As you walked up the stairs, my in-law's bedroom was to the left, bathroom straight ahead, and if you turned to the right, the office was ahead of you, and you had to curve around the railing to the right to get to the bedroom we slept in. My mother-in-law had stories of unexplained occurrences, such as a dryer turning on by itself, swearing someone was home when she was alone, etc. I had not experienced anything unusual, except that our bedroom was always freezing cold, no matter what the house or outdoor temperature was. One night I woke up. I think it was around 2 a.m., pitch black, and I thought I heard something. I assumed it was a cat. They were typically closed into the finished basement at night, so they wouldn't wreak havoc on the house. I got out of bed to go put the cat away. I stepped into the hallway and flicked the light switch so I wouldn't kill myself on the stairs. No light came on. I flicked it again, nothing. I carefully walked forward, still really groggy from sleep. As I approached my father-in-law's office, I saw the light was on and the door almost all the way closed. I heard nothing and thought it was a bit weird. I went down the stairs and stood in the dark living room, listening. Silence. I didn't bother going to the basement because the door was closed, so the cats could not have been out. Plus, they would have come to me when I came down the stairs. I stood there for maybe a minute or less, and it was absolutely silent, so I went back upstairs. The office door was now wide open, with the light off, and my in-law's bedroom was closed. My father-in-law is a very large, not quiet man. If he had come out of the office and walked to his bedroom and shut the door, I would have heard it. I was confused but went into my room, trying the hall light once more just because. Nothing. And went back to sleep. Next morning, I went downstairs, and my father-in-law was watching TV. I said I noticed he was in the office in the middle of the night, and asked if he had heard the noise that woke me up. He looked at me confused and was like, "I wasn't in the office?" Then my mother-in-law walked in, and I said, "By the way, the stairway bulb is out." She flicked the downstairs switch for the light, and it came on like normal. She looked at me like I was crazy. I went to the upstairs switch and flipped it, and the light went off and on just like it should. We moved out a few months later, and nothing like this happened again. My daughter is now 13, and I still think about this a lot. I haven't told many people because I feel silly talking about it. One thing that really gives me pause about the entire experience is that the whole time I felt like I wasn't fully awake. But I've never in my life had a similar experience, so I don't know what to make of the feeling. Case notes file 1536, A Tale of Midnight Mystery. It's a consistent pattern where these presences, ghosts, whatever you want to call them, affect the EM spectrum or electricity specifically. So lights can flicker or they can just cease to function. The gap, the connection inside the wall maybe just doesn't flip, or something enables it not to bridge the connection. And really, I don't know what they are. Shadow beings, human souls trapped between quantum transfers, or ghosts, or whatever you want to call them. I can't tell you what it is. All I can tell you is that they do have an effect and presence in the material world that we can feel directly and also see in electronics. The only good news about this is they are rarely ever aggressive or malicious, even though it kind of feels that way because we fear the unknown. And now time for the poem of the day. In the shadow of towering odds we stand, with courage forged from fire, hand in hand. Against the tempest's roar we boldly stride, each challenge faced with hearts open wide. Though mountains rise and darkness looms, our spirits soar, dispelling gloom. For in the depths of our resolve we find the strength to conquer, the will to bind. Through valleys deep and trials dire, we stoke the flames of our inner fire. With every step a battle waged, against the tide our dreams engaged. With faith as our shield and hope our guide, we march as one, with purpose tied. For in the face of insurmountable odds, we rise unyielding against the gods. So let the world witness our fierce resolve. As we defy fate, our fears dissolve. For in the heart of every daunting fray lies the promise of a brighter day. Nice little poem about courage and perseverance. So yeah, press on to the brighter day. Like the video, subscribe, hit the bell. Kinetic Symphony signing off.